Hello everybody, this is Simon with Let's Play Mega Man Secundum. Last time we had Hardman because I just picked the first option here, but I want to get Topspin as quickly as possible and see how it holds up in this game, my favorite Mega Man 3 weapon, so I have to go here. Topman stage is largely unchanged in theme and background in comparison to Hardman, which had kind of a different background most of the time. These guys here are back and still invulnerable when crouched, but they now jump continuously, which makes it far easier to hit them. This cruiser gun, which I guess is owing to the limit of the screen, and we see here a big problem which surprised me in the blind video, namely that between stages your weapon energy does not get refilled, even though they are complete stages, which is completely stupid in my opinion and absolutely not conducive to my playstyle. But, well, we're going to see how I cope. This block puzzle, except for the dick move at the end, is fairly straightforward and one of the types of block puzzles I do like, because you just have to go forward. And you can completely skip it with Rush Marine, which you have to have at this point, so yeah. And they made it so that the blocks do not impede your progress, a little strange in my opinion, but it just invalidates every challenge, even with Rush Marine completely. Even if it is already easy, I mean. But they probably did want to make baby's first Mega Man game with this here. Further proof that the air shooter does have applications against a few enemies, that is, it can actually hit them, not the Teddy Cat, however. This one here is actually an interesting design, and I'm not going to use Hard Knuckle because it for some reason is not weak to it anymore. Because if you leave the Yarn Ball alone, it's no problem at all, but if you kill it and it has gotten its health reduced for it to be able to kill relatively quickly, it's suddenly far harder to dodge the fleas because of hitbox issues mainly, and in general. I also do not like how the background gets cut off here. It is kind of an issue with the entire stage actually. But yeah, these guys here still strangely jiggling, and I have no idea what they are doing and why they did that. Maybe them moving continuously was a problem, because otherwise they would shove you off. Here, for example, probably, maybe, and their only option was to make them randomly stop. I have no idea. In Mega Man 3, these enemies, Mega Man 3 on the Game Boy, that is Mega Man Tertium, they will return and have no qualms about just moving on. On the other hand, Mega Man Tertium is just really, really hard. And for some reason I cannot make this jump up here, so I just decided to go and fuck it. The Hard Knuckle now pierces instead of being destroyed by everything it hits, which is kind of nice. And this guy can actually be hit by Air Shooter. Yay! Another point for Air Shooter, even though it takes quite a lot of effort to kill them with it. Here, I initially thought that you could not fall down here, but you can, and there is absolutely no reason not to. So I have no idea why you would ever want to fight the cat. This is a very, very strange level design in my opinion. And I'm very willing to call them out for it. As I said, I don't mind if the game is easier, but this is just completely and utterly pointless. I do not see the point at all. I'm sorry. But yeah, continuing on. You cannot get this weapon energy from the ladder, sadly enough, so I have to drop down here and deal with this guy. In a rather stupid manner, but I would use Leaf Shoot normally, but as I said, the weapon energy does not refill, so I have to be very careful with when I use it. And it's just kind of clunky and annoying, because it's not like the weapons are stupidly overpowered, except for, on it by the way, except for Metal Blades, and that has infinite ammo nearly anyway, so it's just strange, as said. So you could conceivably hit this guy with Air Shooter if you're feeling kind of suicidal, because it's still very hard to get up there. On the other hand, this is extremely tight. I do not think I can manage it better than that, and I would have to maybe squeeze more against the wall, but the hitbox prevented me to just dodge the thing. So I do not really know what to think about that section. This here is funny because they changed it so that Mega Man actually looks from left to right, as in he would actually be turned around by the thing, which makes a lot of sense, so good job. And that was the level. Again, very similar in progression to the original Topman, that the easiest segment is probably at the end, but at least they put a top fiend there to have a bit of progress impediment after the top parts. So it's all in all faithful and okay adaptation because the stage wasn't hard to begin with. When you have all 8 stages to choose from, however, it is a far more sensible design to have one that is really easy. In this case, I do not really see the point, but it's, well, a common phenomenon with this game. So what to say about Topsman? He's the same fight, but harder, because you have less space to dodge the tops, so the timing is a little tighter. Other than that, it's unchanged, but I do like that it is a little harder, and they removed his Buster weakness, so that you have to actually work a little for your win. So that's okay. Other than that, you will excuse me not talking too much about it. But yes, now I've got Topspin, and I'm so eager to try it out on stuff, you would not believe it. Hopefully it will not disappoint me. But actually this is not foreshadowing, I haven't yet tried it out at this point of the recording. For now, however, thank you very much for your attention.